He do a way different stuff comparing to other people. He's an influencer. He's famous. I seen it with my eyes. And we want to thank him for coming in tonight. And just in case, Elraystudios. Let's make an applause.
Thank you for coming. So we want to start today, and I want to get right to it. This podcast is about money, right? So when we're talking about money, I think today when it comes to being an influencer, right? It's like, do these kids really make money? Because you see these people and they're like, oh my God, I have all these views and this and that.
Wait, bro, but you going straight up to
I want
to the money.
I'm not going to say it right to the money, but that's going to be the main focal point. Like, I want to know the breakdown of that. But I want to hear how you got started in this whole thing, right?
But I think just in case, people, I think he should start by introduction by himself.
Yeah, I do that.
You want to do an introduction?
The guy. Let us know who Elraystudios is, where he come from, and basically how he started doing this. He got into this.
Yeah, tell us.
You want to go into the action, and we'll go.
And then
he's famous already. If you're watching this, you probably already know. But for the people that don't know, like me, the American people out there that are going to be tuning in by the millions,
definitely.
Tell them about yourself, like where you from and all that. But then we'll break down. We'll break down the plata,
the money thing,
the plata.
That's what you want to know. Well, first of all, thank you for that introduction. Thank you for the invitation.
Pleasure, bro. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. I'm really glad to be here. So I'm happy to be with you here. So you want to know about the money? He wants me to speak about.
I'm the money guy.
You're the money guy.
That's my problem.
He's the money guy.
Now I'm gonna talk about the money, but before me, there was a guy here making millions. I'm not
Millions of dollars.
I'm not that guy.
Millions. If you ain't taking home at least $4 million a year, I don't want to know who you are.
Wow.
I don't want to know who you are.
Wow.
You need to be making money to be here right now.
Exactly.
I can see that.
Yeah. We actually check people's bank accounts before they sit down on that couch. Benji, right there. You can't get close to
We gotta run their Social Security to see everything's right.
We call him the golden
Credit
boy.
check.
You can't touch the golden boy unless you really got gold in your pockets. You know what I mean?
All right. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit.
Tell us,
I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me. So I'm Elraystudios. I am the voice of the Latin people. I consider myself. Yeah, that's
really
that's a strong words right there, my friend.
Wow.
I'm coming swinging.
Yeah, I love it. So why are
he's
you the
about
voice?
it.
Tell me why.
Well, so I started a content creation channel where I would give my opinion on things. Whatever situation you can see on social media, that's how it started. I would say, this is what I think about that. And then on my content, I went deeper on the details. Who's that person? Is he going to jail? Can you give me an example of a person that you talk about? One of the videos that I did at first, I'm telling you, many years ago, it's a guy that took a gun from a female police.
Oh, wow.
And then, and then he shot at her, but he missed. And I was reacting to that video.
Is this a real fucking video?
Yeah, that's a real video.
So if we go right now on your page, we can find this video and we can put it up for people to see.
It's gonna be hard to find because I lost that page.
We got to get this video.
At the beginning, it was some miss.
But maybe you can find it because I saw the video recently. Somebody posted it.
So it's still out there. It's still out there.
It's still out there. We could probably find it.
Things like that.
But you don't want to put that video here if you want to make money. You're not gonna make money showing that video.
Very strict.
So somebody took a gun,
on a female police,
and then shot at her. That missed.
Same gun.
This fucking.
So I'm reacting to that. I'm not just reacting to that. I'm telling the detail. I found out who the person was. He got in jail. How many years? Every detail about the person I found out.
So you find out where they live, where they're from, who their friends are.
Do
you find out those type of details?
What are the consequences for his actions?
Got it.
And I found out.
Talking about female or male?
The guy that took
was a male. He took the gun for the female.
Okay. Yeah. So I was telling the public every single detail, and since that day, my public was like, "Wow, that's amazing! I want to know more." So I started doing other news. I was reacting to
people
other
like
things.
it.
Why do you think people like that? Why do they want to know? They want to know the repercussions of it.
They want to know what's going to happen
fascinating.
to you. You're going to go to hell. They want to know.
Wow.
And I'm going to describe
Why is that?
it. I'm going to
people
describe it to you.
People are trying to do bad things like bloody stuff.
So people they just want to know that you're going to get in trouble for a long
Yeah, they
time, and
wanna
that
know.
makes them feel
They
good.
want to know. I'm gonna give you another
Does it
example.
make them feel
Some
good?
English.
Yeah, somebody like is in an accident and something happened. I'll be like, well, this guy got reckless driving under
Yeah,
the
yeah,
influence,
yeah,
DUI.
yeah,
Now
yeah,
he's
yeah.
gonna
I get how it's
go.
saying.
Now he's gonna go to jail for 10 years, and he's gonna cost this much money. And then people be like, wow, I'm fucked up, but that person is worse than me.
You know what? You know what that reminds me of? Like why people watch like the Housewives. Like, look at these crazy
drama.
Look at these crazy bitches. At least I'm not crazy like that.
Exactly. You feel better
Yeah,
about
it
yourself.
makes them feel better about themselves.
Editor, you bleep that part. That you know.
Which one?
Thank you.
Come on.
Look at these crazy bitches. At
parts.
least I'm not crazy like that.
Exactly.
So we'll bleep that out.
It's organic.
But
It's
it's
organic.
organic. But so that's crazy. I never thought about that. Yo,
Yeah.
people are fucked. Oh,
That's how it-
people are messed up.
So
Yeah.
that's how I started doing the news. So
That's
every
fascinating.
day, if I didn't do the news, people be like, so there's nothing going on in the world?
Wow. So you found out that people were only watching you for the news.
Yeah, they watching me for the news and my reaction and the details.
They were already waiting on something from him.
So I've actually been doing some reading on this, and it seems that like people under 30 years old, and I don't know the statistic on this, but like 80% of them are getting their news from social media,
Yeah. Oh, because
which is like insanely scary.
It's crazy.
Because most of it's fake, right? Like, how do we know that the news that you're getting is even real?
well, for me right now, 2023, because I'm talking, what I'm talking about was like maybe 2019, 2018. I was just doing like regular stuff, like reaction, but now I do real news.
Okay.
And like serious news. I will talk about Putin. I will talk about Biden, Donald
it.
Trump, all the different cases that Donald Trump have. I will break it down to you.
Everything that's
he
going
has
on in the
one
world.
Georgia, he has one in Washington D.C. I will explain to you.
Oh, wow.
and-
So you're current now.
yeah,
You're
like
doing
I'm current on what's today.
Wow.
Like Prigozhin died
hard.
in Russia,
That's
right?
hard.
Who killed him? He died in a plane, but he tried to make a coup against Putin. I was playing that, and I will confirm every information.
So
He's
like,
doing moment news.
So my
like, right,
public will
if something
trust-
right now happens,
my public will trust
so
what
you're
I
like
say.
CNN.
No, no. I think I'm better.
So,
Man,
so the
right
question
studio,
is,
man.
like,
He bragging a little bit, but
no,
you know,
but for real, like, think about this, right? Like, what made you years ago, like, because you were doing this before other people were doing it. So, what made you years ago to be like, you know what? I'm going to take current events and I'm going to like talk on them. And how is this even going to be a thing? Like, I would never even think to do something like this. Doesn't
Yeah.
even make sense in my mind.
no,
to do.
and very important.
That's
no.
a good point. I'm gonna tell you
but
something.
very
Yeah.
important. What was the moment where he catch up that he said, "Wait, this is what I gotta do." Oh, wait,
Yeah.
what was that moment when did you realize that you had to do that
Yeah.
and that people was waiting for it?
Yeah. So one thing will lead you to another thing. Like you do real estate and you do other things.
Yeah.
Some of your things will lead you to other things.
That's so true.
So I started because I wanted
so
to
true.
have an opinion on things.
Got it.
This is my opinion. That's all I wanted. So I've
Wow.
yeah. And then when I started doing that, and then the details, and people started liking, then it became the news. I didn't start like I'm gonna be the news guy. It just became
It
that.
just transformed in that way. That's kind of crazy. I
and you
mean,
gotta follow it.
you gotta follow it.
You gotta
yeah.
Even today, like if I don't create content like for a day, my public will like try to kill me. Like, where's the news?
Wow.
They
And
wait. for that.
honestly, we were in the Dominican parade, right? The big one, the Super Bowl downtown. And bro, it's insane how many people go to this guy to take pictures, stopping, go, oh, fuck, such and such word, just to go in to take a picture and to take a video. When and they asking for like, when will you not do this? If it miss a day, bro,
it's
they already
crazy.
Well,
complaining.
you know what's crazy? If you think about it, right? Think about this. You got
That's amazing.
How many viewers are you at right now on YouTube?
A month. We drive it a month. I got Facebook and YouTube. Like Facebook a month is at about maybe like 400,000 to 500,000 a month, and then Facebook is like more than that.
So if you think about this, right,
Facebook's
from a
big.
perspective,
It's huge.
like most people that are watching, say, like the nightly news on Channel 6, they might only get 2 million viewers, and just on your channel, you're getting 500,000, and you're doing that yourself. Like that's
On his own, yeah.
insane.
Created all of that. He
Like
believed in
imagine you
himself.
had the money that like NBC has.
Yeah.
Dude, you would have 100 million viewers.
Yeah.
real.
Like think about how insane that is.
For real.
Yeah, but now this time is great. Like let's say like Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
He's just that guy. He has.
Yeah.
He's bigger than anybody.
He's bigger than
just one
anybody.
person.
Yep.
That's amazing that we live in this era.
Yeah.
Because your grandfather couldn't do it, and now we could do it.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's pretty crazy. Like my mentality, I think, is still old, so it's hard for me to comprehend. And I think this is hard for a lot of people to comprehend, like the reach that people have through social media. For my business, I own a virtual staffing company. I talk to business owners all the time, and I try to sell them on tools to make their
What is
business
that?
better.
AG Assist, right?
AG Assist.
AG Assist.
I sell them on tools to make their business better, right? And by that, it's like outsourcing because it's cheaper. And they just can't wrap their heads around it. So like, it's hard for people to wrap their heads around something until they actually like see it or touch it or smell it. But younger people, they just get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like older people don't get it. Like, so like, that's why I want to know about the money behind it, because I hear kids making money on YouTube, Snapchat, Facebook,
MySpace.
MySpace.
Not
MySpace.
Not MySpace.
High
Talking
five.
about
What is that?
way back, you know?
AOL.
I wish I was making money back on MySpace.
Listen, if
on
you
AOL.
have a Yahoo, if you have a Yahoo or an AOL account now and you give it to somebody, it's like a curse.
What
word.
is that?
It's like you're like down here. You know what I mean? It shows your age. It's kind of
No,
crazy.
and whoever has an AOL account or whatever, email or Yahoo,
What is that?
you know, you live those good times. Those
yeah,
were the
yeah,
good
yeah.
times.
Yeah,
you know?
the
happy
I
times.
got like 3.
Yeah,
you know what I
those are
mean?
happy times.
They got dust already. They dusty, but yeah,
It's crazy though. Like, but that's the thing, is that people don't even understand it. Like how insane this is. Like, so just break me down a show. Like, break me down how you find what you're going to talk about, and then walk me through how you even go about doing it, because people don't want to hear bullshit. How do you select
Yep.
the best part? Because we live in like a 5-second, like when I put out videos, right? And on content, I'm getting better at it, but people watch 4 seconds of the video. So how do you keep people
No, yeah.
engaged?
they scroll.
How do you keep them engaged and get them to like watch these videos? And what do you pick and when do you talk on it? It's
Like-
gotta be, you gotta have a thing to it.
My latest video, you can see here, the average watch time is 12 minutes.
That's insane.
Oh my God.
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. So I'm thinking from a money perspective, if I'm like a guy that's selling something, right? Where are most of your customers from? Like where do you see most? So you're doing this in Spanish, right?
Yeah.
So where do you see most of your I don't want to say customers, right? I'm thinking from a business
Fan
standpoint.
base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your people.
Viewers.
Yeah, well,
Mi
yeah.
gente.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you that.
like
You also
viewers.
asked me about how I go about it, like on the process to
Yeah, so
creating the
walk
content.
me through the process and then tell me about where you see most of these people from, because where they're coming from has got to influence what you're putting out.
How he get it.
Yeah,
You
well, now I live off of the content. Like I don't have to go to a job or nothing. This is what I do like 24/7.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Like I live
That's
off
crazy.
of this. I don't
Full
have
time.
Full time. I don't have to like
Wow.
do anything else.
Oh
So I
my
wake
God.
up, well, I go to the gym in the morning.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And then I go with the news. Even when I'm in the gym, I'm like checking all the news, every
Got
source
it.
that I have.
Yeah.
And then knowing my audience, I know which news is relevant. They like international, politics, and money. So I will get all that. I will make
So those are the 3 topics that people like the most.
for my audience.
For your
his
audience.
Also, sometimes they like some entertaining. I will give them that. Entertaining will give you a lot of money. Like I will tell you later where I made money, like serious money. Not serious like the restaurant that we talked before.
Wait a minute. Just in case, mommy. So we having another millionaire here sitting.
No.
I don't want to say it like that, you know, but man,
Future millionaires sitting
Talking
right
about
here.
serious money.
Because honestly, because the future is in YouTube. The future is, I mean, I know years ago Google bought
social media.
They bought YouTube for what, like $1 billion, and now they make $1 billion every 30 days or more, quicker than that.
Yeah.
Something insane. I don't even know.
crazy,
I know
yeah.
I'm wrong, but it's got to be some crazy statistic. So, and it's only going to get bigger, right? It's
only
because
gonna
now
get
they have
bigger. It's
YouTube
gonna get higher and
Now they have
bigger.
YouTube Shorts, right? So that's like a
Yeah.
little different, which is kind of like Reels or something like that. And
Oh yeah,
It's
they,
all competition. TikTok got their little
They
thing.
make so
then
much
YouTube
money.
making the shorts. Then they got the reels on Instagram. Go hand by hand. Everything's connected.
there's-
Everything's connected.
There's so much. There's
You
so
know?
much.
Threats,
So,
which
so
is
tell
high.
me.
I check
So-
the relevant news, then I
Yeah.
make a script.
Got it.
I write everything down on my own words.
So the first thing you do, relevant news, then a script.
Yeah, I see.
Which is hard.
I
That's
see
a hard
all the
part.
news, and then the news that is really interesting, I read on it like a lot. Sometimes I got to read a lot just to get one point. Like I'm gonna explain people about NATO in Europe. A lot of people don't know what NATO is. In Español, es la OTAN. So I explain to you, like you're 5. People are not offended by that. They appreciate it.
You know, it's so funny.
Wow.
Is that I think in sales, like a sales technique that we always say, always explain everything like they're a 5-year-old.
Yeah, that's
It's
a good
literally
thing.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the best way to explain anything to anyone.
Yeah.
But you got to do it in a non-condescending way.
Yeah, because
you know what I
people
mean?
can get offended by that. If
Correct.
they're smart, they'd be like,
Correct.
But my
Correct.
people be like, oh, I appreciate. Like, tell me like I'm 5.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So-
no, honestly, it's the best way because, like, what did they have that TV show? Who's smarter than a 5-year-old?
Oh yeah,
a
that
lot
show.
of people weren't.
So when I get my script, I make a script that's about the news is gonna be between like 15 and 20 minutes. Yeah. I have different topics. Now on YouTube, you can separate them and make them organized for the people. And then as soon as I got my script, then I start recording. And then when I record, before I used to edit my own videos, now I got an editor that he just edit the video, put it on YouTube, put it on Facebook. I do the title, the description, anything that I need to do, the cover, and then it's up.
Same thing I was telling you. You know.
Yeah. And
Certain people they like they take care of the editing.
So
and
you
stuff.
have a system. Is what
I have
you're
a
saying.
system,
You have a
yeah.
system, and that's probably the most important part, right? Because when you
Most.
first started, you kind of were like a little sporadic, and you weren't sure what was hitting, what was working, and you kind of came up with this over time of basically just doing it. Because like I think that one of the biggest things as entrepreneurs is like people just don't get started because they're nervous. And I think what you're doing is probably nerve-wracking at first because you're like, oh my God, what are people going to say? Are they going to make fun of me?
Yeah.
And blah, 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 blah. I'm sure you get a lot of assholes that say like, you look silly or
At
this
the
or
beginning,
that.
I had a lot of like hate,
yeah.
but now I
He
just
was
get
decided already. How he started, he just went in.
no, but now I just get love and respect.
Yeah.
I don't get
Really?
hate. Yeah, no.
A lot.
My
Yeah.
hate, let's say,
What-
my
what-
hate is like 2%.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
bro. Yeah, I'm a witness.
What,
of it.
what,
It's crazy.
what,
It's like a lot
what
of love.
changes people's perception of everything, like what you're doing? Like what makes them love what you're doing now? Because
tell-
other people are loving it.
I made a lot of people make money. I did that. Now he
What do you mean?
He mentioned the SBA loan. So when the
Yeah.
pandemic hit,
Travis, the previous guest you're talking about.
Oh yeah, Travis. Previous
yeah.
guest. I'm very
The
impressed
owner
with
of
Travis.
Ventanas.
So that's why I mentioned him.
Yeah, our previous guest, Travis, that was on the last. His restaurant. He was very impressed by the numbers, and this is why we want to know the numbers. Everybody's
that's right.
Everybody's impressed by money, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what we are. We're all a little bit of a choppy inside of us.
Yo, this guy.
a good one.
Pequito chapeadora inside of all of us.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
I love that.
Oh my God.
I love
Cute
that.
guy.
So you know, when the pandemic hit, it was bad for a lot of people. Then I started making more content about education, what to do, how to get money. So the SBA was doing the EIDL loan. It was $1,000 for anybody who would apply. I was like, I made a video on YouTube. This is how you get $1,000. You do this. This is the application. I'm gonna do it for you. I'm gonna get the $1,000. You do it. You get the $1,000. Everybody got the $1,000.
Wow.
And everybody was like-
that's smart as
Everybody was
fuck.
like, he's just sent me $1,000. It wasn't the government. For them, it was me.
So you were showing everybody how to do it, and everyone that put an application
The
because you showed
process,
them.
yeah,
They gave you
And they got the money.
$1,000.
There was like
How many people did you sign up?
well, it was like maybe thousands that got the $1,000. It was a lot. Like I see people like in the parade when they
Wait, so
love
you were
me,
made.
like-
So wait, you were collecting $1,000 from each person?
no, I was telling them how to get them from the government,
Oh, okay.
and they
I thought you were getting $1,000
Oh,
when
no,
they got
no.
$1,000.
No.
And then all of a sudden you had $300,000.
no, I got
no.
money from people too, but in different ways, not like that. I didn't get $1,000.
He could.
Got
I
it.
just
Yeah,
told
yeah,
them
yeah.
how you get $1,000, and they got the $1,000.
Got it. Yeah, because I know that content that I try to put out is informative content, information that people can use, and that's always great content because like people
I
want to
can
know how to
imagine
do
that,
shit.
that content, that part of thing he's saying, it hit big, right? It
Yeah,
hit
that was
big.
big. Yeah, that was big. A lot of
Hey,
people know
yeah.
me for that. A lot of people see me in the street and be like, "Oh, I got the money that you said that I was gonna get it. I couldn't believe that I got it. Like I saw a guy on YouTube
They will
telling me
appreciate
that
it.
I'm gonna get it, and I got it. Like that's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
well, knowledge is power, man. And I always tell people like, and this is like why you find people that are like super rich and you meet them and they're like, this guy's an idiot. but he's really, really good at fixing elevators. You know what I mean? You got to be really good at one thing, and you can be a total jerk. You can be a moron. You can,
Oh, yeah.
But you're really good at one specific thing. That's all you got to be good at. You don't need to do a million different things, and that's where you can get caught up.
Yeah.
Like what you're doing is like almost like your niche, right? It's like,
that's
It's like skills and personality.
yeah, people know you for what you do. So elaborate a little more on what other people recognize you for.
Well, yeah, the news and the credibility. That's a big thing. I have a problem with that on Instagram because I do criticize a lot of people.
What do you mean problem with that?
Well, they closed one of my Instagram.
Who's they?
They are
They
Are we talking about like the government?
they are like the owners behind the owners.
No, he's talking about they.
No,
They.
but like, hang on. I want to elaborate on this because I have no idea who you're talking about. They.
Talking about they.
Wait, hang on. They means like
Something
who?
higher, something big.
Ken.
There's some
Ken, who
there's
am I
some things that
talking
you
about?
can't talk about.
Yeah.
Damn. So there's certain things.
Editor, you could,
Hang on.
I'm not gonna say
so,
it here.
So we're not gonna elaborate on this, but because if you speak on certain things on YouTube, Facebook, any social media,
You're gonna censor.
They're gonna not just censor you, remove you, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they did remove me from Instagram at one point. Yeah, and I got it back, but I got the same problem again on some other things.
Yeah, so I see
gotta be
something
careful.
like called shadow banning. I never really understand what this is
Yeah,
because
I
I
got that.
follow this guy who's the CEO of Instagram, and he's always very vague about what shadow banning means. But they're clearly like taking people off and not showing their comments.
Oh yeah,
But
and then
it's based off of their guidelines,
Limiting your reach.
which are limiting your reach, which are very vague though, right? So their guidelines are made so they can basically do whatever the hell they want, and they don't have to give you a reason for it.
yeah, exactly. But I'm gonna tell
Got
you,
it.
there's one thing that I cannot talk about, but there's one that I could.
Well, the thing that you can't talk about, can you talk about what, like a general, like some type of context to what you can talk about? Like you don't have to tell me what the exact issue is,
Yeah.
but give me an idea of what it's around.
Well, yeah.
Because I want to know what like people can't do for
Well, yeah.
other people out here in the same world doing what you want to do. What's something they shouldn't do that's going to get them in trouble?
Cons and pros.
So around that time when it was about COVID,
Okay.
there was a lot of theories and things and the
Yeah,
about
yeah.
COVID that now were proven to be real. Yeah, when it wasn't.
Conspiracy?
It's not conspiracy. It's facts now. It's facts
Yeah.
now. But when you talk
We got
about
the
it,
data to back it up now.
yeah, now you can say it and it's
Conspiracy
fine.
theory, it became facts.
But when you know
it is facts.
When it's me, like I get a lot of information like from a lot of different places, and I talk about it beforehand. Like it's not like, hey, you can say that. You be like, oh, that's a no. You're out. Boom. So that one happened to me.
So the information that you're getting, this isn't like just something you're pulling out of a hat. You're
getting accurate information.
You're doing the work. You're finding out what has come. You're getting the resources to come up with this opinion.
Yeah.
It's not like you just watched one news source. Like you're actually going in, doing a deep dive into the information to make sure you're giving the most accurate, statistical, science-based information.
Yeah, and my publics know that. My audience, they know
Okay.
that. But because if I don't know anything, I'll be like, though, this thing, I don't know about that one, and we're going to figure it out, but I can't say that. But when I say this is like this, like, yeah, I did my research. So it was about like COVID and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it here.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah,
the
no,
latest
we're
thing
not.
that I got is really quick. I'm just going to
Yeah,
give you a
yeah,
little
yeah,
background is because, the fires in Maui in Hawaii recently. So I will talk about that.
Oh,
It
yeah.
happened.
Oh.
So Mr. the president. So he didn't go for a while, and then he went. And then I posted a video that he was. I said finally he went, but in that video he was like sleeping. The president. Have you?
Yeah.
I mean, this is normal.
Well, the thing is,
That's his lifestyle.
No, the thing is,
Have you seen that?
with the president, listen, we see the president. Sometimes he's sleeping. Sometimes he can't walk. Sometimes it looks like he's not breathing. I mean, we don't really know if he's alive at all times.
I mean, he's gone, I think.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it looks like people are showing him what to do. Like when I'm gonna give you a thing. My grandmother, right? Like, so old people, they get old, and once they start falling,
You're
right?
like an AI.
Well, once they start falling, right, they're screwed. Like once an old person falls, that means their cognitive function is going,
Yeah.
and they're not actually able to hold themselves up, and they start like they go. That's called dementia, right? And he looks like he's having the same issue my grandmother have.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just going based off of what I saw.
Yeah, and based on your eyes, if he's sleeping, you'd be like, oh, maybe he's sleeping.
like he looks like he's having a hard time, being alive.
They will take advantage of him. Whatever time he got left, they will take advantage because he's following up.
So
with all the bullshit.
So Mr. President, I posted that. I didn't say he was sleeping. I just posted it. Be like, hey, he went to Hawaii, so that's great. So people were like commenting and laughing about that. So they reached me and they say that's false information. Mr. President was not.
Who's they?
They are the owners of the platform.
The owners of the platform said that you were saying that he was sleeping.
That he wasn't. He was awake.
So you were saying he was sleeping.
No, I didn't say he was, but he was. I didn't say.
So you said that he looked like he was sleeping.
So the video, he was sleeping.
He was sleeping in the video.
It was accurate.
The video.
I need to see this video.
Yeah, I think I have it here.
Why do we not have a guy like Rogan?
But wait. Just in case, for the people, just in case our fan base, whatever, subscribe. We are a brand new channel.
Like the video. Yeah,
like the video, but hang
subscribe.
on. We're gonna pull up this video because I want to see what you're
talking
talking about.
I have it here.
I want to
see what you're talking about.
Follow us on Instagram too. Don't miss out. Just in case, podcaster.
Just in case we might need a new president at some point in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, but this is a thing though.
Oh yeah. I mean, he looks like he's completely.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone.
He is sleeping. He is sleeping. But like,
but he trying to explain to Alex. This is what he's trying to explain. Look, he's saying they can reach out to him.
They reached out to me.
No, he wasn't.
He said he was not. And I was not supposed to post that.
Well, what I'm seeing here is deep. Why? Because he's a public figure. He got numbers, and they really do that. You might not think that. But he's part of that community already. Look. He's part of that community already. Yeah. So they got people. He got some people behind. Well, people there.
It's deep.
Try to
control
him. Try to control him.
Well, we do have information, which is already public record, that during the last election, there was some type of cahoots with Facebook and all these platforms. And this is
Twitter, FBI.
This is all the White House was calling whoever the CEO of these platforms and saying, hey, how do we work a deal out in the back room, So like this is already public information.
How can you say that?
I mean, that makes sense. But like what's the weird thing is like what's the agenda behind like the White House to kind of like say things that, as American people as American people, like freedom of speech is what freedom of speech is. Like that's our opinion based upon what we see. So is social media now limiting freedom of speech, which I think is like a big thing to touch on, right? Because like you're just saying something that you see.
So sensitive people
now we can't call a spade a spade.
You can. You don't have
a lot of sensitivity.
That freedom of speech, you might have it in the street, but you don't really have it online because they have even social media. They all have Section 230. They are protected. They could do whatever they want.
Tell me about Section 230.
Section 230 protects them from us. Let's say they're not responsible for whatever you do. They're not responsible for you.
Section 230. Now, when we're talking about context and you say
just in
them,
case moment.
There's a lot of theys. There's a lot of thems.
Who says?
So are we talking about they as the government or are we talking about they as social media platforms?
Well, Section 230 was made by Congress for the government.
Okay, this is for the government.
Yeah, to protect these platforms, which I'm in favor of 230 for one reason, but it gives them all the power in the world.
What are you in favor about?
That they're not responsible for me. I like that.
Okay. What does that mean, though? Elaborate. They're not responsible for you. Like, so if you did something, they can't be sued.
The way it's supposed to be, like, I could say whatever I want, or I could do whatever I want, and they're not responsible for what I do.
Yeah, but they could come shut him down.
But they could shut me down because of their guidelines.
That's basically what it is. We're not responsible for what you say, but we will shut you down.
They're not supposed to shut me down because they're not responsible, but they still do it.
They still do it.
But if they were responsible, that way you couldn't do anything because they're going to shut you down
just
faster.
A bullshit.
Because they are responsible.
Bullshit type of thing.
It's a bullshit thing that they're doing, but you
can't sue them.
You can have the thing about this, right? You can have the KKK march in Washington, and they can get a permit because it's freedom of speech, but you can't have someone say online, "Hey, it looks like the president is sleeping."
Yeah, you can.
That's
they,
pretty.
they will say he's
that's
not.
pretty insane.
Basically, what they try to do.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah,
They
that's insane.
basically,
You
look,
know?
what they try to do. What I'm getting is that they try to get him in control.
Yeah, they're trying to get control, and
Him.
they got a lot of power. So I just gotta be. I gotta navigate.
And he's
the
getting
things.
that already. He's
So I'm
getting
like
that.
when I'm like talking about the president, I'll be like, so Mr. President, always awake, said this and such and such. I wasn't even gonna say that he's sleeping, but people know that I'm like playing around. I could go away. I could get away with it.
You know what's funny? You know what this reminds me of? Like, I'm really into history, right? In the 1960s, right? There was something similar going on. In the 1960s, Vietnam was going on, right?
Yeah.
And you couldn't, and also civil rights, right? You couldn't talk about civil rights like publicly. They wouldn't play your songs. So a lot of the songs that you hear about civil rights, it was music that was talking about it, but indirectly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it was the same thing with the war. You couldn't talk about the war. The war was off limits because at the same time, it was like something that we were doing. It was killing like Vietnam, somebody would die in 2 weeks, right? Every 2 weeks, a soldier would that's how long you lived. It was crazy. So nobody was allowed to talk about it. So they also made music about the war because if the music like said the war is evil, it wouldn't get played on the radio.
Yeah.
So this actually isn't something new that's been happening. The government has always been censoring freedom of speech to a sense. Since the beginning of time.
Yeah, it just
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like now we're doing the same thing with social media, which is crazy because we're kind of indirectly having to say things like without saying them, right? You know what I mean? Which is like, it's the same shit. So like it's almost history's repeating itself over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So you know?
the way I deal with that is I be truthful with my audience. Like this is what's going on. Just know that, and then we'll be fine.
He's being about that. He already got the thing in his back. He's running with it.
Give me another example of something like that you do that your audience knows what you're talking about, right? Because now it's like almost call signs. Like they know like when you're talking about something, it's like code. Like everything is code now, right? You almost have your own code with your audience.
Yeah. Well, I try to be like I really try to be like objective on every situation. I will talk about the war. I will talk about Putin, Zelensky, what happened in Ukraine, and all that. And there's a lot of in the Latino community. There's a lot of pro-Russians. I don't care if they are
Really
like a lot. Like they
really
love
like
Russia.
Yeah.
They love Russia. And like,
Wait,
he's one
like
of them
give me.
like he's one of them too. Like look at him.
Now, like I want to know, like now break this down. So is this?
All I know is just a bunch of bullshit.
Is this more? Is this like? So you have the Latin community, and they're like staunch. Like they love dictators apparently because everyone knows Putin's
They
really
have
like a dictator.
Some people have some hating. They want to be in the United States, in America, but they have some little hate inside that I can't get. And I'm trying to project like, don't bet like against America. Like I'm really like pro United States, but I'm really pro United States. And I try to convey that. But sometimes,
but there's certain things though.
But there's some things that I gotta
you
talk
gotta
about
understand.
the war that you know about Putin. Like let's say like, oh, he said from a long time ago that he don't want NATO very close to his borders, and they pushing him and then pushing him. I'm like, well, he right about that one, but he's wrong about this one. So I try to navigate all those things. So I'm gonna get people who agree with me, people who disagree with me, but I'm gonna try to be objective on every situation.
It's like basically somebody was trying to avoid something big. Let's say I'm not gonna say name, president such and such, but it's out of hand right now. It's just, everything is just a mess. So it's late already, and it was just avoiding something that could have leaked.
Well, the thing is that like
it can be stopped.
I understand this whole thing. I think the most important thing, like I like how you're objective because you don't want to go in there biased, right? You know what I mean? Because you want to give the information to the best of your ability, but you want to give the correct information and not one direction or the other. But I think when you give the information, sometimes one party is really fucking guilty. And when they're really guilty, it makes them look bad and it makes you look a certain way.
Yeah.
Right? Like during COVID, there were certain things that happened and we won't get into it because we don't want to get pulled off after our first week. But basically there was people were saying things, even doctors, right? And some things didn't make sense. And I'll give you an example, but I don't think this is a big thing, right? COVID, you had to be 15 feet away from people, right? But you could go and sit in a restaurant. Our last guest owned a restaurant and you could take off your mask and sit down with 2,000 people in a room, but it was okay if you sat down. Now, I'm not a scientist, But I'm pretty sure sitting down things spread through the air the same as standing up, right? So like some things just don't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense, and this shouldn't be a debate. Like the fact that people are so staunchly on one side to the other,
It's
instead
divided.
of actually just listening to common sense. Like we used to have common sense, and I think that common sense is like out the window now.
You are like a normal American, I would say. That's most people want common sense and everybody be good.
Yeah.
But dividing the country makes a lot of money for a lot of people. So it's a
Never
business.
even thought about that. So that's really what it is.
Yeah, they trying to divide us to make money, and they make the money.
And what do you think that they're making?
basically, war makes
what,
money.
What are they making the money in having us
between
divided
us,
though?
too.
Well, the news makes a lot of money dividing us and scaring you. Like
That's how they get
putting
right.
you against another group.
Hey, just in case moment. Did you hear what this guy just said? What was that?
No, seriously, that's actually I
Yeah,
never thought
the
about that.
news.
Dividing us and basically the
divide
news.
us.
Fake news. Fake news.
What's the famous quote? Divide and conquer.
Yeah, divide and
Divide and
conquer.
conquer.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not sure who said that, but we're gonna put that up because that's true. You
Very
know?
important what he said.
And there's also this guy who used to rule Russia. His name was Peter the Great, and it was better to be feared than to be loved. And that's kind of like what's happening now. They would just rather have everyone scared because it's easier to control people when they're scared.
It's
You know
about
what I mean?
controlling.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
about having a portion.
But it's about controlling.
Yeah, it's about
It's easier to control.
Now
and they testing now, basically population, see how they gonna react to certain things.
Oh, I believe it.
You know,
I believe it. You
they
see
wanna
the thing.
people are basically mental state.
you can
And
go
that-
deep on that conversation.
Yeah, but
You
yeah,
can go
there's something
deep.
Well,
we cannot.
there's
There's
a
something
weird-
we cannot do because YouTube is very.
The weird thing that's going on, the big conspiracy theory right now, and we're not a conspiracy show, and I'm not going to get into that because it's about
But we
money.
can't
But
get into none of that.
there's one
Period.
thing. You see the girl that went crazy on the plane, and I don't know if you talked about this.
I cover that.
This is not the only place. It's happened like
It happened-
hundreds.
I seen it.
hundreds of times around the country. So like, what the hell is really what is really going on?
What is going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And instead of having,
now,
like they
just-
have the
just
video
everybody's crazy now?
of the guy after interviewing him, but like, why are we not making more of these incidents public so people can use their own discernment and they can figure out whether it's real or not? Like, what are we hiding? Why are we hiding so much crap? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, why are we hiding things? Why isn't the government just saying, hey, this is what's happening. I think this would be the best way to handle it.
It sounds
like,
too
what is all this
easy.
hiding about?
Yeah,
It's
but
like
it sounds too
economy,
easy.
everything.
Sounds too easy, but in reality, it can be like that.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
the
it
people just
confuses
get to
me.
get canceled and shit like that too. You know, so hey,
Yeah. I
all
would
that
say
fear stuff. Come on, people, wake up.
this
Just
is the best time and the worst time at the same time.
It
Yeah.
is. It's an amazing time to reach people, right? Because you can do it through like a platform like YouTube. But as you reach people, they're like, nope, can't do this. You can't say
Yeah.
this. You can't go about this.
you're already in control.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, what do you do? And I guess what you do is you have like your own code with your people that you guys talk about.
Yeah, but that's some topics that we gotta keep it like that. But
Yeah.
everything else is like the truth. We'll go boom.
So when you're doing a show, what's your number one video that you got right now that's got the most hits?
Well, that goes to I do the news. It's serious
Okay.
stuff.
One
They
topic,
They
like-
have my news have their audience. It's always basic. I make money off of that, and I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
But the video that makes more views and money is entertaining. Like I remember the videos that make more money for me was like the Johnny Depp trial.
Really?
Yeah.
That was, you know, what's funny you bring that up. That was the first time that I've ever seen a country or world so supportive of a
History.
man against
In
a woman.
history.
No, usually
In history.
Usually the woman is always supported
all
way
the- all
more.
the other things.
Men ain't shit. This guy's not this. But this was the first time women were like, she's bugging.
Yeah,
She's bugging.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it was
I
like
go
the
to that.
first time.
All I gotta say, Johnny Depp, you're a special one.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm saying this, but you are a special one. Because if you got through that, there gotta be something going on.
Seriously,
there.
that
I don't even believe that he went. He
didn't even keep any money. He gave
overcome
all that money away that he got from the trial. So tell me about what you covered in that and why that was so big.
That was huge. I covered the trial. from day one, like everything, what happened, I translated everything that was going on, what you did, what he did. And on Facebook, those videos were getting like 5 to 10 million views a day.
Oh my
And this
God.
was in Spanish.
Yeah, in Spanish.
Wow.
A day, like 5 to 10 million views a day, like for like what was like a month.
So really, the whole world, like there were, because what is it? I think 1/3 of the world speaks Spanish now.
Yeah.
Something insane.
But
number.
this is the thing though.
Like
you
that
see
many people are
Facebook that
watching.
you're not on Facebook like that. Facebook,
Facebook will make a lot of views
It's the
and money.
biggest. Facebook is the biggest platform ever.
But you weren't
Facebook
were
control
you
a lot of stuff.
advertising these? Like, how were they getting out there?
Facebook is really easy to reach people because they share it and it's over there. Like YouTube
You
is
got
hard.
kids, little kids.
Like my Facebook have 700,000 people. My YouTube got 200,000, 16, right?
Your Facebook has 700,000 people.
It's a lot.
like-
Holy crap! So you're like you're like a news station in New York. Like, you know how many people watch the news probably in New York City? Like, say Channel 11 or Channel 5. Just probably a couple 100,000. You're touching more people than most huge news sources. That's like a crazy
Right, you know,
accomplishment.
this is
so
a crazy thing.
Facebook is big. Is easier to
Facebook
reach.
is the biggest. Look, Facebook, you got the thing is that he got old audience.
They're
He
gonna
got,
have audience.
you know, mid audience, and he got the teen. There's a lot of high schools kids on Facebook sharing stuff, fighting, arguing. You don't even imagine. I saw I seen
So
that
your
years ago.
demographics are mainly what age?
It's every age. The biggest is from
mid-age, like
the biggest is like 24 to 45. That's like the biggest audience. But I got people. My analytics says like 70 plus. Like I
you
got a lot of
those
people
like
on
real
70
like
plus.
old people.
Wow. And
And
this
then,
is just in Spanish. I mean, now that you're doing more English, like even with us.
Oh, I love
You're
this.
gonna double
This
and
English.
triple.
This is my first English. Podcast
Yeah, I
that
mean,
do, and I love it.
honestly, I
Ladies
think
and
that,
gentlemen,
we got him.
You know why?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
You know why I like having. You know why I like having.
That's one of his strengths.
Well,
Yeah, I did that.
the what people don't realize is that the fastest growing business owners in the United States are Hispanics. 1/3 of businesses are Hispanics.
I mean, we had Travis over here.
But this is what's happening. This is where the country's going. So like, I think it's like an amazing thing
That's
what
a-
you're
that's a
doing.
good thing.
Because like this is only going to get bigger. Like this is just the beginning of what you're doing.
I feel the same way about Just in Case podcast. by the way.
Hey,
there we
Yeah.
go.
give it up, give it up.
I feel like you guys gonna be like huge.
Oh,
You're gonna have like some
we're gonna
big
thank
we're
you.
gonna be too big.
Elraystudios
and
said it.
everybody's gonna get free pizza.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I feel that, and yeah, I hope that for this
And
channel.
another thing about him, how can you manage to be that humble? Since I know you already, when you go to places, public, you share love with people. They come
Yeah.
to you, and you always they on point with people. It could be any kids from old people, and you like so down to earth. How can you manage that, knowing that you have this type of level of fame, and you're doing good?
Yeah,
Basically,
well, thank you. Yeah, I believe I'm like very down to earth person, like, and I'm humble about that. I don't know if I'm really humble with God like that, but I try. People give me a lot of love and respect, and I want to give that back to them.
Yeah.
Like they give me so much love and respect, like real. You don't see no fake anything, so I want to give that to them, and I'm very accessible.
But okay, one moment about yourself, like this, like a time in your life that you thought about that, like, wait, I gotta be like this, or did you change that part of you?
No, I think that's
No, it was just it came out naturally.
I think that's the way I am. I also have asked God for a lot of help, and I think God wants me to be humble about it,
Okay.
about anything that I could get. That's my personal opinion on the matter. But that's the way I am. I trying to be like really like normal.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's cool.
And then the people when people see me, let me say, "Oh my God, my grandmother follow you." They call everybody on their phone.
On their FaceTime.
Yeah,
that's,
they FaceTime.
that's the cool thing about technology is that like literally you could meet someone famous and call your daughter and be like, "Oh my God, I'm with the guy. What do you mean the guy? The guy right next to me. Look at him."
Yeah,
you know what I
that
mean?
happened to me a
This,
lot.
this is
Capture
very
moments.
and this is very important. Why I ask him that, because that's very important to be humble, to have your feet on the ground, and always like just be that person, because that's gonna help you a lot and it's gonna bring you a lot in life.
Yeah, I believe
like
that.
there's a lot of people here they get
Yeah.
like a little type of sound we say in Spanish, sonido, and they go crazy.
Oh,
They
yeah,
think
go
they
crazy.
made it.
Yeah.
They don't even have
Well,
$200 in their pocket.
that's the thing. I think that is the more entrepreneurs, the more successful people that you talk about, the I think I think it was Frank Sinatra who said this. He basically said that the most successful you can be is being successful for a long time, right? Because like there's going to be ups and downs, but to be on a high level and have longevity, now that's success. Like having success from a moment for a period in time, yeah, that's cool. But being around like Madonna for 40 years or 50 years or Cher, like, you know what I mean? Being an icon status, that's a whole different ballgame. And you can't do that.
Beetlejuice too. Beetlejuice killing out there.
Yeah, exactly. You can't do that unless you're humble. You can't do that because you're gonna go too hard and then all of a sudden you dip out into obscurity. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you got to keep yourself grounded. Yeah, Beetlejuice is everywhere on social media. He's killing it.
He was on years ago and looking now it's paying off.
John likes he looks a little like Beetlejuice. That's why.
No, we're
gonna pull Beetlejuice up and I'm gonna put it next to John's head and see who's better looking.
See who's similar, right? Yeah.
He says he's Puerto Rican. John's Dominican, so you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. So like, where does it go from here? Where do you like? So now you're doing the news. Like, are people approaching you, like for partnerships? Are you getting offers? Like, what is happening?
He just say, huh?
No, because I get scary offers. Like, you want to be in China? And I'll be like, I'm worried about
Wow. What do you mean? Tell me about that.
Well, they send me a lot of emails about...
Who's they? You like to say they a lot. I don't know who they is. They is the government. They is social media platforms. And they now is apparently the CCP.
I talk about China a lot.
The CCP will take you and not let you home.
Yeah, I talk about China a lot. He's one of them. And what they do. Yeah. No, that's
a lot of Chinese food.
I just don't know if it's real because they also try and like hack me, steal my pages and things like that. So I'm like, don't believe.
Are you thinking it's the government?
Or no, I don't think it's a government. It might be real or it might be a scam. But the latest email that I got is like, hey, we could put all your news in China and translate it.
Okay, where are you getting these emails though?
I get it to my email. Like they have like an official page. Like a company.
Oh, company.
It's like a company. Like, oh, we promote this content and we share it with the world. It's in Spanish. We can translate it to Chinese and you can make a lot of money. So China, there's a lot of people in China.
I think you could. What is it? 1/5 of the world.
So what is Chinese. The company? Shanshong Young Company?
I don't remember, but they keep telling me about it. They keep writing me. The company. But I'll be like, I don't know. I got to confirm this further.
Well, but if it's Alibaba, you go with it,
They have a disturbing, the annual, what is it? The annual dog festival where they eat the dogs in China.
Oh, that thing, right?
Yeah, that would not be a good thing to headline.
Are you ready to eat this type of food in China?
No, you don't want to headline that festival. So
now you're going to make your question that you want to make. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, where I just want to know. So
we got to talk about the money part.
Yeah, well, we are going to talk about if I can get to the goddamn money part.
I'm
gonna get to the money part. So the money part that I want to know is like how much like a ballpark number can someone really do off a show like you're doing? You know, and not a ballpark number like Joe Rogan.
We need numbers.
But I want a number like, what do you think someone can do in 5 years and actually make, like, what's the number you're really going to make? 15 grand a month, 20 grand a month? Can someone really make $100,000 a month off of this? Or is that just ridiculous?
Of being a YouTuber?
Yeah, is that ridiculous? I mean, is that a ridiculous amount? Like, I don't even know. I mean,
no, I know a lot of China who make that. I know
really?
I'm trying to making that money.
But how many followers do you need? You got 300. What do you got? 300 and something thousand, you said?
Yeah, but it's not about the followers of the subscribers. It's about how many views you're getting, from where they're watching you, and how long they're watching your video. Those are three things.
Yeah, you're at 12
And what
minutes.
about the comments, the likes?
Yeah, and that's a lot. That's high. A lot of people are not at 12 minutes.
So they're advertising on your page, and the longer they can run ads for, the more money you make.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the watch time. What the thing is, the thing you got to understand, what YouTube, Facebook, and they want eyes on their phone. So if this podcast will give them the eyes, they will give you the money. So the longest the people watch this video, the more advertisement is going to be on the video, the more money they're going to make, the more money we're going to make. Now, since we all making money, right now, they will give you more reach. Let's see what other people you can reach. Let's give you. That's how you get the views. So you got to be good.
What's an average month for someone of your stature?
So for me,
what Elraystudios?
So for me, the way it started, Because I started in Instagram and I wasn't making any money. Then I went to YouTube. I wasn't making money, but I was still doing it like if I was. Then I quit my job because I thought I was going to make money, but I didn't at that moment.
Damn, you went dedicated.
Wow.
Yeah. I quit my job before I made money, but I was like, I think I'm going to make money like within a year.
What was your
Guy
job
believing
at the
himself.
time?
I was a truck driver and I used to work for New Jersey Transit, by the way, here in Jersey.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I
Wow.
used to do the ride 165 from Westwood to Port Authority. I hated it with a passion because it was hard. And I quit. And then I started doing videos.
Wow.
Then when I started doing videos for a while, I started making like a little bit of money, like 300 a month, then like 800 a month, then like 1,000 a month. I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep growing a little by little.
Yeah, I mean,
He's talking about the
$1,000
beginning.
a month.
Wait. He's talking about the beginning.
The beginning,
Making
yeah, the
1,000.
beginning.
Yeah, so
he already.
how many years have you been doing this for?
Well, my channel started in 2015.
2015.
Wow.
Damn, you're 8 years in?
Yeah, and I made money 2018, 2019. So 3 years, no money.
Ooh. 3 years,
Wow.
no money. So the average person that starts probably not going to make money for the first 3 years.
Yeah, I would say that. It depends. You could do it, but you probably not. But you got to
it.
keep going.
So you started making content, it's hitting, and then you started making money 2018. You're making $1,000 a month. How much you do in 2019?
So we're going so fast.
Okay.
Oh, 2019. Yeah, 2019.
Yeah,
That's what we
yeah,
got. That's
yeah,
what we
yeah,
got. I thought you
yeah,
said
yeah.
2023.
No.
So 2019.
Say 2018 started seeing some money.
It was
Then
like-
2019.
Yeah, when I started seeing some money, it wasn't enough to live, but it was enough for me to be motivated. So I quit my job. It was like under 1,000. And then 2020 pandemic hits. And I have
Here comes the pandemic again.
because the
Hey,
pandemic.
it went in from home.
I got the platform, I got the news, and I put the content. So after the January, February, March, my first check was like 7,000,
Wow.
and then I was like, whoa.
Wait, so your first
Hey.
check for
After the pandemic, when I started
was that for a month, a week? How does that work?
for a month, I got 7,000.
So they
That was-
pay you once a month.
Yeah, they pay once a month.
They pay once a month. And
Monthly.
yeah. Okay. So how do you get the money? The direct deposit in your bank.
The
Well,
Really
when you do your YouTube, then you got to do an account with AdSense. AdSense will pay you for the ads that it's being shown on your video.
And who owns that? YouTube.
Google owns it, but they separate it.
So it's the same company. Google's a parent company, and they use this ad platform that pays you.
AdSense
and they-
will pay you.
AdSense.
So you gotta put your bank account to get payment. You gotta do your
Got you.
taxes.
Oh yeah, I did one of those. I think.
Got it.
If
So
you
this
don't
is
have a
like
company-
what the people do for OnlyFans. It's kind of like the same setup, how they get paid.
Yeah, I don't know how they get paid from OnlyFans, but something like that.
I know.
Oh, no,
You
we
might
do
wanna start
know how
OnlyFans.
they get paid on OnlyFans.
Well, we
So-
know what
you
they
gotta
do.
show some
on
little skin, and that's
OnlyFans.
it.
So what I'm trying to say, I was making under 1,000, and then all of a sudden I was making like I made like 7,000.
7K.
God
in a
damn.
month. And I was like,
that's
oh.
a huge fucking
wait,
difference.
jump
7K on that month.
on that month. On
But
one
are you
month.
talking about repeatedly?
No,
And
then
this
Every
is-
month.
This
Then
is
the next-
2019.
That's 2020.
No, 2020.
Okay.
The
Now we're in
pandemic.
2020. Okay.
And then the next month, double like 14.
Oh,
Oh.
And then
damn.
I was like, I'm
This is
glad I
a
quit
just
my-
in case moment right here.
That's why I
Ching,
said.
ching.
That's why he wants to know. There's a little trapdoor inside of all of us. It's like,
That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one.
of all of us.
Oh wow. So
Alright,
you
so,
talking about okay,
yeah.
so you're talking about the following month?
Yeah, like the first month when money was like, because the money was accumulating. They have like a cutoff date.
Oh.
Like, well, so I got 7,000 on the cutoff date, and then the next month was like 14,000. And then I
Wow.
was like, boom. Then we got
So the
money.
money was accumulating, and then no matter what it accumulates to, they only pay you once a month.
Yeah, they only pay you once
That's
a
their
month.
cycle of payment.
They only pay you once a month. Facebook and YouTube only pay once a month, but if it's good amount, you're good.
So just to clarify, what separated that $7,000 you made from the 14? What was different about those 2 months?
Well, no, I was doing the content. I was getting more views.
So the views is what made you the double money.
Yeah, the views was
Okay.
getting me
The
and
comments
subscriber.
too, and the
so
thing.
and then 2019 I had like 25,000 subscribers, and then I went like to 60,000 subscribers, and then fast went like to 80. It was
So now that you have 300,000 subscribers, you're making like 50,000 a month.
no.
No, yeah, not like that.
Not like that, but let me tell you
I
how
like
it
that.
works. Let me tell you how
Okay,
it works.
okay.
I have a rule. Well, John is my friend. In Spanish, in a native in Spanish or podcast, I will not say this. I will not talk about my numbers. I will not say I make money. in Spanish.
Yeah.
Because the audience will be like all about that and they will go crazy with it. I don't want to go. I don't want to do that. I don't need to brag about it either. It's not bragging.
Yeah,
No, this
They
isn't
wanna talk about-
This is a business podcast,
Yeah,
right?
this is a business
so,
podcast.
This is
so
actually, yeah.
everything is about. It's not essentially about money, but money is a motivation. Money isn't a motivation to buy stuff.
Yeah.
Money is a motivation for a lot of business owners because it shows them that they've reached a certain level of stature that they can say to themselves, "I've made this certain amount of money. I'm good at what I do." Right? That's what money says. Money doesn't say to me, "Oh, you're an 8-figure, 9-figure guy. Whatever. You can go buy 5 Ferraris." No, it says like, I achieved greatness by being really good at something.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's how we look at money here.
Yeah, that's great. That's how I see it here. In an interview in Spanish, I would not say the numbers. I already did.
We don't
It's not
need
good.
exact numbers.
Yeah. But I'm telling you,
throw us ballpark estimates.
Yeah, so
like
after I got 7 and then 14, then every month after that was like maybe like 8, 10, or 12. 8, 10, or 12. It depends. 8, 10, or 12.
So
then-
that's kind of like what the ballpark is in 2023.
Yeah, something. Like
Got
that.
it.
And
Got
then
And it can be a little higher sometime. It comes
So
out.
what happened with the
So
money?
you're having 6-figure years being a host of your own TV show, essentially.
Yeah. And then what will happen in my case is that you will get some news that will go crazy. Like I have only one video with one news that have 23 million views for one news. So that gave me like 7.
What made that news so special?
One video gave me like 70,000. Just one video.
In a month?
Just one video.
Talking about crazy number here.
You
man.
might, yeah. I think
You're
the
talking, and
the
I mean-
restaurant business doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah, but it sounds so cool and easy. But remember,
No, it's
we got to go
crazy.
back to how he started.
I quit my
the
job.
Script. Remember, there's a script. There's some dedication, time.
Yeah.
It's really,
Yeah, I mean,
you got to
listen,
invest time on it.
Getting started. I think that's what
Yeah.
it comes back to is just getting started and fully immersing yourself into this thing. And I think there's something that actors always say when you interview an actor, and you see this all the time, like on actor interviews. What would you do if you weren't an actor? Absolutely nothing. All I've ever was going to be was an actor.
Yeah.
And if you don't
Just
have
acting.
that mindset,
I just acting.
are you really going to win? You're probably not going to win because it's like life is kind of an all or nothing kind of thing. Or you just would have stayed a bus driver, or you would have became an accountant. And everybody thinks those jobs are solid. Like you don't even know if those jobs are solid. So taking a risk on your passion,
Yeah.
so a lot of times maybe it really isn't a risk. So like our mindsets need to change and adapt.
Yeah.
To what a lot of people get stuck, right? You're like the 1% of people that are actually doing it. And like, don't get me wrong, you're super successful, right? But like, how many people aren't successful that have been doing it for 10 years that you probably meet that are like, damn, bro, like I like your show, but you could do something better. I've been doing this on my show. They didn't get the notoriety. They don't have the people. So like, you run into people like that, but like, you just got to keep it pushing.
Yeah, you
know
gotta
what
do
I
what you
mean?
gotta do. I want to do new things. I'm going to Germany. I'm going to do a blog over there. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
so
go to
tell me
Spain and all
about that.
stuff.
You're
Oh,
going to Germany,
you're going to Europe
right?
and shit.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
You're doing us a favor being here right now, so we thank you
Yeah.
for that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And then you're going to Alemania, right? And Alemania.
I'm going to a technology event like from the 1st of September to the 5th.
Okay.
Like influencer, YouTuber, content creator in Germany.
Wow.
It's about technology.
This is
And
very.
these
this is
people,
very
where are they
important.
from? Are you the only person coming from New
No,
York?
there's like 3 people. Well, my friend, there's a couple content creator Dominicans from
Okay.
New York.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from New York. The other one's from Chicago. The other
Okay.
one I
Oh,
forgot.
talking
from
about
where-
Marciano.
Marciano's
Shout out
going.
to my boy Marciano. In Chicago.
Marciano. Yeah,
He's a big tech guy.
He's
Big tech guy.
He's the one like hosting me and inviting me and making those connections for me. So
Okay.
thank you for that.
Yep.
And then there's some other Latin people like from Mexico and from other places.
That's awesome.
Wow,
So
that's good.
how did Germany, Germany's actually a very open, accepting society. I know
Yeah.
when everybody was trying to get out of Syria, they took 2 million people. So like they're very like open to other, places and people from other places.
Yeah.
But
They don't discriminate.
they don't. Yeah. There's probably more discrimination happening here in New York.
We'll see. I'll let you know.
But yeah, I mean, no, they're pretty cool people. And you know what's cool about Germany? A lot of people speak English too. So it'll be easier to communicate. I don't know if they're speaking Spanish so much out there, but they're going to be speaking English.
Yeah, English
you know?
is fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, it's a technology event. Marciano, my friend, he's a YouTuber about technology, and through him, I got the invitation.
That's
to
dope.
go because they got to check if you're a content creator, if you could do it. And then I was like, okay, yeah, he's qualified.
They gotta check you.
They gotta check you. So I got the invitation, and we're going tomorrow. So I'm gonna do that, just that for the first day, and then I'm gonna do like.
So they're flying you out there too.
Yeah.
That's
We're gonna-
dope.
Yeah, everything
have
has to be covered. Yeah.
We're gonna have hotels and like insurance and
That's
a lot of things.
They gave you nice first class. You get the good meal.
Limousines.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean, do they have limousines?
Yeah,
Of course
and then
they do.
when I'm done with
Mercedes.
when I'm done with that, I'm gonna do like travel blog, but you like history, right?
I love history.
I'm gonna go to Germany. You know, World War II. A lot of things
There's a
happened.
lot of World War II. There's a lot of bad things that happen there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a blog about on that, like about what happened in Germany, because my audience would like
Interesting.
Wow.
Interesting.
It's-
What are you
it's-
going to talk about when you're over there?
That. Well, I'm gonna go to. I was checking on some towns or cities that were completely destroyed in the war, and they rebuilt it the same as they were before.
Interesting. You know what Germans? You know what I like
wanna
about
record that.
Germans?
That's special.
You know, the difference about Germans and like what makes them different about any other country is that you in Germany, if you're not good at something, the parents will tell you, you suck at this, you need to do something else. In America, we're like our parents will tell us, you're not that great at it, honey, but if you put in 20 more hours, you might make the NBA. And it's not going to happen. But in Germany, if you're bad at something, you'll meet people. They're very like straight up and forward.
Oh
and
yeah,
there's like
I met
no
some people
bullshit.
yeah, I know
They
that.
are not like a very, you know, like then I don't know, like you know what's really big over there? House music. So like they're really into house music and partying and crazy weird
Yeah,
shit. You know, I think they're into like S&M out there or something like. Seriously, they're into a whole bunch
They're
of
like
stuff.
serious. If they tell you something, they mean it.
They're staunchly like cutthroat. They don't mess around. It's like it's the number one economy in Europe. You know that they're like that for a reason because they're like generals. But I think you'll learn a lot out there. You'll meet a lot of cool people.
Yeah,
That's cool.
So on the note, because I gotta go to pack.
Yep.
And I'm having an amazing experience.
Definitely, we are too.
But
Well,
I
we're
gotta
gonna
go
keep
pack.
you here till tomorrow.
Yeah, but I gotta go pack. But I'm gonna tell you that you're probably gonna like this.
Yeah.
Like for me, and about like the economy of it and the money of making it, I have like a base. Like I'm good. Sometimes you could be down, but sometimes you could be up. And if you're lucky and you get the ups, you're good. Like like the Johnny Depp, that was like my big. That's not my content, but I did it in the entertainment. That gave me, that was a lot of money for that.
Because you ventured into something new and you tried it and it wasn't your thing and it worked out. And I think that's like what everyone needs to do. If you're scared to do something, you got to do it.
Yeah, I tried. So
Except
once in a
jumping
while,
out of a plane. I don't want to jump out of a plane.
Yeah, you got to try different things and,
Yeah.
and just keep going with that.
Yeah,
There's
no, I love
any
that.
like warnings when you do this? This is not your property of your property. There's any warnings they saying you on YouTube like
You mean like
saying let's say you did a Johnny Depp things like that. Do
Johnny
they send
Depp-
you like a warning about it like, oh look, this doesn't belong to you because it's his name there.
Yeah, no. On that you could use the law of fair use. That you could talk about something if you're not slandering it. If you're reporting, you could talk about that. That's fair use law.
Oh.
You could talk about it. What I cannot take is a part of this podcast and put it on my podcast because you're gonna get a content ID match, and then you could strike me because of that. That's what you
Strike.
could. Yeah.
What does that mean? I don't understand. What does that mean?
Let's say if you take my news and you put it on your channel, I'm gonna know. It doesn't matter because it's gonna create.
It's like a copyright type
it's gonna
of thing.
it's gonna create.
But we have to get permission from you to do that.
Yeah, if you give the permission, then we're good. But if you don't, that's what you're
That's
saying.
a lot going on right now. In
If
the
you take
industry.
something you
With
don't, then
copywriting
you,
and all
you,
that.
You do the
But
copyright.
technically, you don't even own the news on YouTube. YouTube owns it, right? So they could use your likeness in anything they want to do.
Yeah, well, something like that.
Even on social media, everything that's posted on social media is not owned by you. It's owned by Instagram, Facebook. You don't own anything. So if they want to steal your face, they can steal your face
which
and they can
doing.
advertise it.
Also, day now. So now our day.
Oh,
Day.
he got it. So we're gonna wrap it up, and we want to thank my boy. He's a brother, a friend, and basically we had good times. And this guy is huge. Elraystudios, Raimundo Alquino,
Yeah, Elraystudios. La
Right.
NASA.
Remitly.
His name is Raimundo Aquino. What you got a second?
Aquino Castillo.
Castillo. We
Yeah.
got Raimundo Aquino Castillo here, and we want to thank him for coming in, spend time with us, just in case.
Yeah,
for
breaking down everything, man, because everybody wants to know. You know, everybody wants to know how people are making money and how much money they make. Because, like, listen, you got a million kids watching this right now trying to be like you. You know what I mean? So
it's a definition of it. So
gotta give them the juice.
He broke it down.
Gotta broke it down.
We
So
did,
thank
we
you,
did,
bro.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I
Right
loved
studio,
it.
just in case.
All right.
Yeah, we're done. Now we got